Disclaimer. The following video contains a comparison between two of the most popular and influential anime franchises. I'm about to step into a dangerous territory by daring to compare your two absolute favorites. I apologize in advance. I'm terrified of the cancel culture police coming after me. Let's hope we can all survive this. My hands are shaking and my heart is trembling. Why am I putting myself into this? Mom!
Today, we'll be comparing the video games based on two of the most beloved anime series, Naruto and Dragon Ball Z. By the end of this video, we'll find out which one wins the battle. So hold on tight, folks. Now, the two of them have hundreds of games, and these games are available on all platforms. So for a fair comparison, I'll be picking the winners individually, based on the story, universe exploration, characters, competitive combat scenes, and graphics and sound effects. Let's start things off with story. The storyline only matters to those who have spent half of their lives reading the manga and watching the anime, and the remaining half trying to educate people that anime's not Japanese cartoons. In most Dragon Ball games, the story's been retold. Gamers who are fans of the franchise probably know every scene by heart. The game usually takes you through the major arcs, especially from the Dragon Ball Z era with hardly any changes to the original story. The Xenoverse games did a pretty good job of retelling the Dragon Ball sagas. Kakarot, however, lacked a little bit because they started at Z instead of the actual start of the series. It would have made it to one of my favorite DBZ games if the journey started off with Kid Goku, all the way to DBZ Super. Whereas in Naruto games like Ultimate Ninja and Ultimate Ninja Storm, the story begins from the start, taking us through the journey of young Naruto from his training sesh with Kakashi-sensei to the Fourth Great Ninja War. The details were immense, and the animation was insane, as if we were watching the anime itself. But their constant need to play side quests in order to lock the new fight was pretty annoying. It made the story less interesting and totally unfair to the amount of detail and effort put into portraying those storyboards. On the other hand, Naruto x Boruto, Ultimate Ninja Storm Connection has its own storyboard. It brings in a whole new plot with Boruto and his friends, fighting against some mysterious villains. But again, the flow was damaged due to the same format of gaining points and performing those repetitive side quests. Like, geez, let us get to the next level. For this particular reason, DBZ games take the lead. Moving on to the second round, universes. To be honest, neither of the franchises have given us that super exciting or gripping open-world exploration experience. It's something fans have been wanting for a while. Out of the numerous games of DBZ, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is one of the first games to offer semi-open-world exploration and an action-based RPG experience. This game is well known for its powering-up experience and gaining super attacks. Whether it's through searching Z-orbs, which are colored in accordance with their existing environment, or chomping down on meals. Whereas in Dragon Ball Xenoverse, we can run around Toki Toki City, and that's pretty much it. And it's still very limited. In Ultimate Tenkaichi, we could fly through an overworld and deal with threats, but it doesn't give us that real exploration of the anime and manga locations as compared to Kakarot. However, Naruto games have better options, since the player can move around Konohagakure, and zones around it till Sanagakure, in both Naruto Ultimate Ninja and Ultimate Ninja Storm. The beginning of Ultimate Ninja shows some pretty sick visuals of the night when the 4th Hokage sealed the 9th tails inside Naruto, which then transitions to the young Naruto running around Hidden Leaf, rushing to get his favorite Ichiraku ramen. So you get to see most of the original locations along with repetitive tree jumping scenes. There's also time to spend in between missions, hunting for collectibles that unlock stuff like jutsu moves, dioramas, and music. So overall, exploration-wise, the open world experience of Naruto takes the point. Round 3. Characters with skill sets. The characters are probably the most anticipated category, at least for me. When it comes to Dragon Ball Z games, with their impressive character selections, customizations, and skill sets, there are a few truly outstanding games. For example, consider the Dragon Ball Xenoverse series. It boasts a massive lineup of nearly 100 playable characters, with 68 in the base game and over 20 updates, including DLC packs that introduce additional fighters, including all the heroes and villains you know and love. You could create your own custom character, choosing their race, appearance, and even their abilities. But hey, Naruto games have an edge here by creating characters with their distinctive set of powers. Each character is given powers based on their abilities to perform genjutsu, ninjutsu, and taijutsu. Take Ultimate Ninja Storm as an example. The character range is extensive, featuring ninjas from Naruto, Naruto Shippuden, and even Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. You could play as newbies like Boruto and Sarada. Customization options are somewhat limited, but the skills of each character are well executed. These characters stay true to their abilities and are not overpowered. In my opinion, this does affect the dynamics of the game a little, because you might get bored easily with the repeated rhythm of fights. The reason is that you're already familiar with the strengths of each Shinobi. Like, isn't it a bit unfair for Tenten to be competing against Sasuke? As per skill set, Naruto earns points due to the intricately designed distinctive powers of the characters, whereas in terms of customization, DBZ earns the points, so I guess it's a tie then. I'm hoping so far y'all are bearing with my rankings, because with every passing category, the fear of me being chased by the cancel culture police is rising gradually. Moving on to our next category, combat system. The most prominent difference while comparing the two would be the style of the combat. In DBZ games, the fights give more of a flight and fight experience, whereas in Naruto games, the fights are more on a human level, allowing ranged battles, respective to the ability of the characters to perform ninjutsu, kenjutsu, and taijutsu. I must say, the fighting dynamics of both games are pretty different from each other. So let's break down Dragon Ball Z games first. DBZ games are all about mastering the art of fighting itself. Dragon Ball FighterZ is one of the most goated games to ever exist in DBZ history. And no, it's not just me who's saying it. While ranking these games, FighterZ excelled historically each time. Even though no DLC's been added to the game for a few years, the game hasn't lost its popularity. So here's the deal, you pick 3 characters for your team. You control one character at a time, but you could switch between them whenever you want. You can even call in your other characters for combo attacks. To win, you gotta defeat all 3 of your opponent's characters. If time runs out, the team with the least overall damage wins. Besides the cool moves each character has, there are also some universal moves. One of them is the Vanish attack, where you use up some ki to teleport right behind your opponent and hit them from the back. Then there's the Dragon Rush move that could break through an opponent's guard. If it works, you could choose between an aerial combo or make the opponent switch characters. Then there's the Super Dash flying attack that homes in on the opponent's lead character and can even pass through weak projectiles. And don't forget, you can ki charge to manually increase your ki gauge, just like in previous DBZ games. The Budokai Tenkaichi 3 takes second place. In this game, the one-player mode's designed to give you that authentic series experience. You'll have cutscenes in the middle of fights, and sometimes you'll even get to choose whether to switch characters, finish off your opponent with an ultimate attack, or take them down all by yourself. I agree, the voiceovers during the main fights add that extra touch, even though they're pointless. However, nothing beats the excitement of playing 2-player team battles. It's an absolute blast. The only problem faced was with the leveling up system, and the inability to increase your health like in BT2. It can make the fights feel a bit too short for your liking. Now talking about Naruto games, Ultimate Ninja Storm has this casual vibe when it comes to fighting. The game keeps it simple by letting you pull off moves with just the circle button, and that simplicity is both the strength and weakness of the game at the same time. CyberConnect 2 wanted to make sure that players of all skill levels can enjoy the highly stylized, fast action of Naruto. So attacks, power-ups, shurikens, and even calling in support characters are mainly performed with the same circle button with a bunch of others. My only serious concern with the game is that substitution jutsu can be a bit tricky to pull off consistently. No matter how hard you try with the timing, it can feel pretty random at times. And when you're caught in the middle of a combo, it can get pretty frustrating. However, as I mentioned earlier, fights can get repetitive as the players aren't overpowered with extra abilities. Things can get boring after one game because the results of the fight are pretty obvious. The strong one always wins. While in DBZ, players from both teams can win on the basis of their grip on the moves. DBZ games provide a far better experience than the Naruto game series and undoubtedly take the lead. On to the next category, graphics and sound effects. This is by far the most difficult category. It's nearly hard to choose because both franchises have come a long way. Dragon Ball games, as they were released way before Naruto games, got a little edge over here. Because of their earlier start, they had enough time to improve the flaws, and so they did. But it's not like Naruto games lack them or anything. The sound effects created for the battle scenes are very vibrant. I wish I could give both of them the points here, but it goes to Dragon Ball Z games over here. Lesson time, guys. Experience matters. Choosing between Naruto and Dragon Ball Z is like trying to pick your favorite ramen flavor or deciding which anime character has the coolest hairstyle. It's tough, man. But for this video, we do have a clear winner. Well, that's all for today. Let me know in the comments if you like this comparison. See y'all in the next one.